Erin, you mentioned earlier how being able to show impact is such a powerful recruitment tool for volunteers. What should potential volunteers look for in programs to evaluate their impact, and what kind of questions should they ask?
Well, I think that firstly, I think that when looking for potential volunteer opportunities, obviously Cuso International, the type of volunteer opportunities that Cuso offers are predominantly a few months, 6 months, sometimes as long as a year and 2 years. And I think one of the questions that can be asked is, what are the programs in which the organization you're going to be volunteering with, what are the programs, what are the priorities, and then how can your skill set contribute to that in a sustainable way. I mean, there are other organizations that have very short term, and some organizations that have volunteering programs that don't require any types of specific technical skills. I think of Habitat for Humanity's Global Village program, for instance, but at the same time are contributing to sustainable development initiatives. So I think that that's really the question to ask as a volunteer. Thinking about your skill set, thinking about the program areas of the organization to create some kind of sustainable contribution.
Yeah, and so Daniel, what do you think either individual volunteers or a larger corporation that's looking to develop a volunteer program for their employees should look for when they are trying to choose a volunteer organization or a project to engage with?
Yeah, I think it has to really play to the strengths of the sending organization. So for example, the SAP, again, one of the clients that we work with, as a software firm, as a consulting firm, the projects that they focus on are working with entrepreneurship organizations around the world. So it's incubators, it's startups, it's SMEs, it's anyone that is looking to kind of take their organization or their company to the next level, where SAP staff, have those skills as consultants, as software architects, as program managers. Those are kind of their bread and butter, so to speak, that they can really tap into, and then they can tap into the resources from their company while on assignment. PepsiCo is another organization that we work with, and PepsiCo as a company consume more water than any other company in the world. So their program specifically works with organizations that deal with water conservation issues. So because they have that experience and expertise that is either secondary or tertiary to what they do day to day, but they're able to draw on that wealth of knowledge and apply it directly to the programs that they're working for. So I think looking at organizations that work specifically on issues that you already have that expertise in outside of the day-to-day skills of program management or HR or communications, but that have a real tie to your core business, I think is a valuable way of approaching kind of the myriad of options you have for host organizations to receive volunteers. So if you can keep that focus on your core business, or at least the ecosystem in which you work in, I think is a valuable approach.